Hello, everyone, and welcome. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Hope that you are doing amazing, phenomenal, well, feeling blessed, protected, honored, safe, secure, stable, aware, all the good things, and grounded in alignment with self. Um, I want to start immediately, which is how I know 22 seconds I was saying that it's going to be good. But I do want to introduce myself. My name is Latisse. I do readings on here, as well as you can book readings with me down below, dream decipherings, ancestral readings as well. And or just check out my podcast where I talk about spirituality, the world, and high talks. Or just feel so called to donate to my Cash App that is also linked down below because your girl loves her love donations. But let's get all into that now that that is planted and being nourished and prosperous, okay? Um, let's get into this. I don't really have like a particular message, and I love when I start like that. What this I can tell is like a vocal. It's very just let's go. It's very ramped up energy, and I love that. It's almost like when somebody has like figured out how they're able to pick up information quickly or figure things out quickly or take notes. Or it's like, okay, I know that this works best for me to gather information or for me to get an understanding or for me to communicate. And so when you understand that, you're able to operate a lot more confidently, a lot more sure of self. And so I feel like that's how you are when you're talking with your subconscious, with God, with Orisha, with the universe, with the divine, with whatever so forth you put your energy and belief into. It's this understanding of like, I know how to have a conversation now. I know how to listen to self, understand my environment. I know how to not react, but respond. I know how to move in a way that is hilarious. Justice card, Libra energy, and Virgo card, Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me. And so it's this methodical thinking of recognizing what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so it's just tapping into this energy of just really getting to, you know yourself. You know yourself. I say you'll know that you trust your intuition when you're able to move in a way where if somebody was to offer you to eat shit and you were like, no, immediately, or somebody offers you your favorite food or like a favorite event and you want to go and you're able to, and it's like, yes, immediately. It's like that. It should feel like that, right? And leading into that energy. It's just like, what? Because even with somebody say offering you to eat shit, it's just like, why would you think that I would eat shit? Why would you? Do I look like somebody like that? And so that even allows introspection of realizing, no, and it's changing your environment. And if somebody's offering you things, like, oh my God, I am able to pull this in. It's calling on your powers, recognizing. So whatever it is, that's also leading into intuition of knowing the yeses and nos and understanding why that is a yes and a no. And also something where, hey, let me sit and think on that. Let me get a better understanding of that. You're okay with this. The yes to the no and the in between. The in between is I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So with that understanding and you pulling that into sense of self, that is your reservoir, right? That is your elixir to life, is recognizing what does and doesn't work for you and allowing that. Yeah, we have the world card, the ending, the beginning, the conclusion, the assumption that I've gathered so much understanding and knowledge, and yet I still don't know. I still don't have a grasp on everything, but I'm safe, I'm secure, I am certain, I am positive of what I do know. And I'm okay with expanding that. I'm okay with growing that. I'm okay with improving that. I'm okay with 414, the duality of life, the complexities, the not everything is as it looks. Because sometimes in order to get the gray, you have to blend the black and white. As I'm wearing gray. So you're realizing there's so much more to life. But there's also those little moments that pour into the big moments of life, right? I'm seeing, it was a while back, but it was when I was nannying, so it was definitely a while back. But they were watching Caillou, and there was an episode about like a leak in their tub, and it was just one drop at a time. And so Caillou's dad showed him, like, he was like, I think it was Caillou's dad or mom, one of the two, like, showed him, like, we'll leave a bucket in here overnight and we'll show you how much this can collect just over time. And it's just one little drop, one little drop. And so obviously when they woke up in the morning, he was like, oh my God, the bucket is full. He was like, yeah, I had to wake up in the middle of the night and also like empty the bucket because it filled so quickly, a lot sooner. I also got 8 hours and then this entire span, 10 on the back, 10 here. So a lot of endings of where you possibly viewed yourself, your life, and you're seeing even those small moments where you're sowing those seeds of like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is great. Or I understand this. Or how does this work? How do I operate in this? Can I sit back? Let me rest. And those small moments, they're trickling like that bucket to the point that you don't even realize, dang, that's crazy. They want to put it in their garden. So a lot to do with planting those small seeds, those small moments, and it building up over time, right? They say the smallest crack can make a ship sink. So no matter how small it may seem, you're realizing that those are big achievement, big accomplishments, what you're pulling in, what you're drawing in, your essence, your presence. And so, like I said, you realize the conversation with yourself, the conversation with the universe and source, and how that moves and operates with you. It's powerful. You realizing, damn, all this shit really is motherfucking connected. I was even having a conversation with my cousin the other day. We were just talking about um, our great grandma's pound cake recipe, and then I seen somebody on Twitter talking about the pound cake recipe and how it needs to be written down because we was trying to find the recipe, and so we're looking for it. And so it's just even those small moments like, shit, we're getting closer, we're gonna find it. And so you're realizing each of those moments are getting closer, and that's what creates this big reality. So I'm getting a lot of Scorpio energy, a lot of I like to consider it like the swamp energy, where it still has this depth to it, so has this water flowing through it, and life is created. But once you go deeper into the swamp, you can get lost unless you are becoming in tuned with self. So a lot of Scorpio energy, that depth energy, that recreation of life inside of that, and then a lot of Sag energy, we're exploring that inquisitiveness, that curiosity, that wanting, that needing to know, right? I always like to say that people don't give them enough credit for the Sagittarius also being the sage energy. Like they literally go out and explore and understand a lot of things in the world. Yeah, we have the Six of Pentacles coming here. You're no longer given to things that no longer serve you. But you're no longer thinking in this scarcity mindset, in this lack mindset, or from like you have to operate in this way. And it doesn't just have to be with finances, because Pentacles energy is earth energy, grounded energy, where you no longer feel like, oh, I can't do this, I don't have the capabilities, because it's about what you have. And you recognize that I have confidence, I have good conversations, I know who I am. You're recognizing who you are, and you're no longer feeding things that are fleeting, that are impulsive, that are quick. Like I said, you're no longer just reacting, right? You are truly getting to know yourself and what that truly means for you. And Spirit is even pointing out the little foot back here. It's like you took a step back to see what was really going on, and to also seeing what you truly do have and how you're utilizing it. Because if you're already in the cemetery, you're already giving something to the dead, but you're not spending with the living. You're realizing, I really am, I really am needing to change this. I recently saw something where it was like, was I truly loving myself, or was I truly just trying to allow myself to survive? And so you're realizing, I truly want to love myself. I don't want to just do things. Yeah, I just saw it hilarious. And like I said, I don't want to do things. I like how the cards are having a conversation as well. Gemini energy, the sister sign of Sag, where now you are allowing those seeds to be planted and growing on that, extending on that knowledge and expanding on it. But not a source is also somebody that just charges in. They're ready. They go with this energy of let's go, let's get it done. They have a little bit more under their belt than the page. It's like, okay, I got a little bit more knowledge, but they still go out. They still have to go. If you think about what a knight is, right? It's a protector. It's on the offensive. You're going out there. The knights on the chessboard, they have to go out there. They have to go and protect something or attack something or whatever it is. It's a knight. And so you have to think about the warrior energy. They don't know what the other side is doing, the other team is doing, but they don't care. They know what they do. They know what their capabilities are. They know who they have around them and what they train. So they're like, I'm going to move and act in that operation. So if you're adding that to your mental, swords energy, intellectual energy of the sword, expansion energy of the sword, that growth, cutting shit off that does not need to be needed. Once you're tapping into that with the Knight of Swords, you're like, no matter what comes from it, I know I can mentally find a solution, find peace, hold myself, because I know who I am physically within my body, within my realm and scope of things. I'm no longer just giving to give. I'm no longer doing to do. I'm no longer just being to be. I'm no longer thinking just to think. It's more intentional. Your actions are more intentional because you're realizing I get the results of whatever I choose. I get the results of whatever I choose or decide not to choose. I do. Because either way, no matter what the conclusion will be, I will be involved in that conclusion. So I'm going to start thinking in my highest favor, acting in my highest favor, moving in my highest favor. And even in those moments where you're having those doubts, that fear starts to creep in, that anxiety, like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I don't feel like hearing no positive motherfucking message today. My energy, whatever it is, it's even in those moments where it's just like, it's fighting you continuously because it's who you are, right? It's what you do. Doubt wouldn't be creeping in if you were on the right, you're on the wrong path. You wouldn't doubt it. You would just be like, yeah, shit, I don't know. But when that doubt comes in, like, am I doing the right thing? It's because you're thinking intentionally. It's because you're feeling intentionally. You're knowing something. When you're feeling that anxiety, it's like, is this anxiety or am I excited for something different, for new? That night energy, it's new. Is it really doubt? Or am I questioning the new that's going to happen soon? And and how I'm going to deal with that? I'm not doubting myself because I know myself. I got myself to this point. Energies, ancestors, and so forth. I got myself to this point. And so you're moving with that mindset. That's why you got the world card. Yeah, you released a lot. They said leave the cards as is. And you released a lot. Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands, excuse me, in the reverse. Reverse of this. Tens endings. You released a lot. Wands is also physical energy within your body. So you released again a lot of weight within your body, holding so many things in the Three of Swords, where it felt like a mental heartbreak, a mental loss, something tragic, something not going your way. But then when you started to devote yourself to that Seven of Pentacles, again, you realized I got all of this, but I'm not even using it, and then I'm giving it to things. Hold on, let me flip the script. Let me take some action in a way where I can mentally be ready and prepared. And that released a lot of weight on your body of holding in, feeling like, can I not do this? It's like your body's like, yeah, we can. Your mental's like, of course we can. Like I said, even in those moments, sometimes I'll be having those moments where I'm like, I don't feel like reading this affirmation. But then it's like, I'm going to just say it. In my mind, I already done read it too. It's already, I already peeped it. And so it's taking what felt like, because sometimes people don't realize when you're loving yourself, sometimes that can feel uncomfortable too. That can feel a little unsure too. That can feel a little hesitant too. Because you're loving yourself in a new way, getting to know and understand yourself in a new way, that can feel a little weird too. Because now you're looking at it in a way it's like, dang, maybe I wasn't treating myself in the highest regard and with the highest respect. And it kind of makes you look. But with that Three of Swords, it's not to look at yourself in a way of being like, I should have known. Three of Swords to let you know that you didn't know. And so now that you're understanding, now that you're gathering knowledge, information, that strengthens your intuition, that strengthens your intelligence, your path, your acknowledgement of self, how to move, how to adjust. You didn't know. And so with the recognition, you started practicing the power that you have, the abundance that you have, the wealth that you have, the knowledge that you have, the understanding, the growth, Family can be very significant. Again, like I said, with the family recipe, the pound cake, and then the family tree coming in here and tapping into that. So listening to more stories. You know how they say some people, grow up and they find people that they want to be like. I grew up finding people that I didn't want to be like. Whatever it is, like I said, you realizing I got to get that black and the white from you and able to see that there's gray areas. There's in between. And so with this in between, you realize so much. And so now, the Page of Pentacles, right under the Knight of Swords, you're doing it in a way that's a lot more questioning. Like I said, you're okay with not knowing, but you're okay when you do know when something does work for you. And you're okay with exploring when it isn't working for you. And you're okay with taking a step back and looking at your environment and putting some pieces together. How are my resources of what I have now able to expand to help me to get and gather more? How is that a possibility for me in my life and my livelihood? And you're like, oh shit. I just gotta be creative, put in some work, nurture that energy. And so it could be being like, I just really don't want to say anything today. I don't really feel like having a conversation today, or I feel like doing this today. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just go up there and see what happens. Because when you just listen and allow your body to go with the flow, and realizing that my body is always in constant motion, whether I'm sitting still or not. So if I allow it to go in that flow, whether that's resting, whether that's moving, whether that's thinking of intentional ways, it's always going to be in flow. Not just because it's mainly fluid and water, but because, my heart is always beating. Lungs and pancreas and all that. I said lungs down there. But everything is always, so if it's always in motion, that means there's something always able to change, something that's always able to shift. And I can be settled in that. I can be settled in that. Any final messages? Said pull straight from the bottom. Yeah. Seven of Swords. Seven of Wands. Every time I have to say Wands, I say Swords. The Seven of Wands. And that's right under the Ten of Swords that's in reverse. Once you release this weight that was on your body, and let me say released, because sometimes with released, it feels like it has to happen all at once. As you have been releasing this weight, this energy, this heaviness, these habits, these behaviors, these reactions, you realize I can pick up a whole lot more. She even got a wand in her hand. I can pick up a whole lot more, gather a whole lot more without having to carry so fucking much. Without having to always be in this mode of like attack, and then react. I'm not in react, because if I'm reacting, that means that means somebody did an action. I am in action. I am in motion. I am that energy. Yeah. I love when the Tower card comes out, right, because it's an outside force. People forget to mention that Tower cards are outside forces. Whether that's just you getting caught up in traffic, you can't control all the other cards, that's an outside force, or spirit literally removing you out of a situation or adding something. The Tower moment is an outside force. But with the Nine of Wands coming in here, the Nine of Wands coming here, again, escaping, removing yourself. You getting out of that burning house, the one I just recently did, can be very significant. But you realize I'm working with spirit. Wands energy is also spiritual energy, that physical element of realizing I'm in more than one place at once. I'm in this physical body and I'm in the spiritual, because I am spirit living in. And so you've been working with spirit, like I said, you've been having a conversation with self. And so where others are falling, when other situations are falling, when things are falling apart, you here. You're not subjected to all that. All you got to do is walk out safe, secure. So maybe you're in that resting period, maybe you're in that moment of feeling like you're but no, sometimes the tower can make you really want to be like, I'm throwing in the fucking towel. The tower to show you some things are out of your control, to realize that the best thing that you can always have in control is yourself. Best thing you can love and take care of and think about is yourself. Yeah, definitely go watch the Burning House one. The Five of Cups. You're realizing there's more. There's more for you. Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. This is going to reveal something. Five of Cups is emotional, and we talked about how some things can be, and the Five of Swords is vocal. Again, that written language, speaking, truth cutting thing. So we got the Five of Cups that we popped up and we showed, and then you have the Five of Swords. So, and it's right. They wanted me to put it right on top of the tower, both of those cards. It's definitely you getting yourself out of something, removing yourself out of something that feels emotionally draining, emotionally manipulative, chaotic, and allowing you to see that you have always been blessed and abundant. And even in the Five of Cups, there's like a rose in the wine. So something that you thought would have longevity, like wine, is very short term, like a rose, where it kind of stings you. So it's pulling into that energy, as well as with the Five of Swords. But even when I mentioned the Knight, remember I said it goes out. And then no matter what the other person that are thinking or feeling, I know myself. And so they thought that they won. They thought you were waving a white flag by allowing them to do whatever they did, but they didn't know you was attacking whatever you needed to attack. And now they're subjected to the tower. Why are you out? You're out. So yeah, you are having a lot of endings. And so be calm to your body. Be very, because your body's gonna feel it's what's holding you spiritually, it's holding you mentally, it's what's holding you sexually, it's what's holding you emotionally, it's holding everything. So be very careful and care. Like I said, are you loving your body in a way that's really showing that you love it? Or are you loving it out of survival? You're at a lot of endings. You're no longer giving to things that no longer serve you, so that way you can expand to things. Are you recognizing what you do have and what you don't? And realizing that what I don't have was not even something that I even want, and what I do want will always come to me because it's mine. And I'm actively in motion, and if everything is always constantly actively in motion, baby, we bound to meet. That's why I say magnetic. But I'm not feeling anything else. Yeah, for this Temperance energy, there goes that Sag energy with the Gemini. You're alchemizing whatever this tower moment is. You're going to alchemize it. And it's going to be for your good. Whatever gets revealed, you're going to alchemize whatever the outside elements is, pulling back into that Page of Pentacles. But in the end, you wind up leaving. You come out victorious. Okay? Yeah. I'm not feeling anything else. Ever feeling anything else? I keep saying that. Like I said, you guys have a lot of talkative energy in this one. Remember I said in the beginning, and you got a lot of swords, and I keep wanting to call the wands swords. So yeah, you're going to be speaking a whole lot more. Your story is going to be told in a way that's accurate and right. The justice that we see in the Virgo energy that we see out of Pentacles. So it's going to be told in a way that's, yeah, as I'm talking about your story being told, we got the fucking Eight of Wands. Messages being delivered, communication coming in, rapid movement and motion, things happening in a swift action. This is also what death carries. So not only is it good for harvesting, again, pulling into that duality, pulling into what may seem opposite, but in order for a magnet to work, it has to have a south and a north polarity, water energy, tapping into it, them depths coming in. So, yeah, that conversation's coming in swift, and the fact that it's over here with the heartbreak, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, baby, is sitting on top of those. Yeah, that message is coming in to let you know what have you been feeling that's dead that you finally cut off. Oh shit, confirmation mark. But that has been your reading. I'm excited for you. I'm elated. I'm happy. And I cannot wait to see you enjoying your outcome. Put it in the comments. Let me know, because baby, this energy was very sure of itself, very calm. Like I said, even in those moments where it kind of felt like it was coming up, it was like, now let's just release. It gotta come up so I can get it out. Or else I wouldn't have known it was planted there in the first place. So enjoy your tower moment, because it ain't gonna affect you except for the new foundation you're gonna be standing on. Okay? I love you. Love yourselves more. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time.